Action.
This exercise is called Scaption. Usually what you're going to see with this exercise is people doing what's commonly referred to as a lateral raise. So go ahead and show us typically how a lateral raise is done. And a lot of you have probably done that. You also have another version of this, which is more anterior deltoid, which is more like a front raise. You'll see this motion. Those two motions can actually create a little bit of impingement in the shoulder joint. So we're going to go into a much safer position on the shoulder joint. As Ryan comes up with these weights, we're going to have a slight bend in the elbows. And as he comes up, we actually want to go into a thumbs up position. That's going to help alleviate some of that tension in the shoulder joint, potential impingement. And he wants to come up about parallel with the floor, somewhere in there. And if you take a side view, you're going to see that his arms are just slightly out in front of him. He should be able to see the dumbbells out of the corners of his eyes. So he's not directly to the side, it's just slightly out in front, using control the entire time. Now, a few different positions you can put yourself in when doing any standing exercise, whether it's a shoulder press, scaption, if it's a bicep curl. One is just a neutral athletic position. So Ryan's going to place his feet about hip width, slight bend in his knees, hips are slightly back, abs drawn in, and then he's going to go ahead and perform that there. And that's just a neutral athletic position. Sometimes we'll take people and actually, if they're a golfer, if they've golfed before, that can kind of set the position. In a golf position, you'd be here. When doing the exercise, all it is you're just standing a little taller, but the hips, knees, everything else is about the same. Another stance we can put him in, a little more advanced progression, it requires a little more stability. It's a staggered stance. And why don't you go ahead and turn to the side here. So Ryan's going to place his weight on his front heel, back heel off the ground, so he's on his toe, leaning forward slightly, so the weight is on the front leg. And so if Ryan's going to do 2 sets of these, he may do 1 set with his left leg forward, the other set with his right leg forward, or he could switch during the set and do whatever 6 or 8 reps and switch legs, do another 6 to 8 reps. Abs drawn in, again, the weight is on the front heel. Another progression, we can go into a single leg stance, which is working a little more balance. When doing this, make sure the knee is unlocked and he's not using that right leg as a crutch. Sometimes you'll see people kind of push it in, help stabilize, or they'll hook it. You want to get to a point where there's no contact, slight bend in the knee, abs drawn in, hips back. And that is Scaption with dumbbells and progressions from neutral stance, staggered, single leg.